Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have some breaking news coming to you from out of the USA and the Caribbean at the same time. Several days ago, a spokesperson from the United States State Department and was answering some questions from the media. And that spokesperson said there is no list available, no travel ban list for Caribbean countries, but persons are asking the question, did the USA withdraw their travel ban list of Caribbean and African nations because of the brutal backlash that they got from the Caribbean leadership, who came out and said that they will stand with Cuba. They are prepared to lose their visas over this Cuba policy medical program. This may not have anything to do with the Cuban medical program, but a list came out some days ago banning 6 Caribbean nations are proposing to impose visas restrictions, the color red, orange, and yellow category of 6 Caribbean nations and 22 African countries. I did that video about that breaking news. You can check that video out on my channel, but I will let you know exactly what the list said would happen, and I will play an audio clip for you from the US State Department, a spokesperson who answered a question about the list to say there is no list as far as she's concerned, but these countries or the visa policies being reviewed. We know from time to time information gets leaked from government office to the media. So a lot of persons are asking, did this list actually was a draft list and did it got leaked to the New York Times? Because the New York Times released this story to say there is this list of banned countries that are proposed to be banned, travel restrictions to be banned from the USA, meaning they will have severe travel restrictions imposed on them. And this list may have gotten to the media from a government official and posted on New York Times, and probably they wanted to see the reaction. Someone willfully leaked the list to see the reaction from the Caribbean countries as a ace card, as a negotiating tools, my friends. You know how this Donald Trump administration likes to negotiate and likes to do all sort of tricks to get his point across. My friends, I will let you know the 6 Caribbean countries and what this draft list proposed. Remember, when the news was released by the New York Times, it said a draft list proposed travel ban countries, and they have a red list here, which color code red, which says all banned, all travel banned, no traveling in and out of these countries. And these African nations and Caribbean nations are Cuba. And we have Cuba is on the list for red, and Somalia, and yeah. And then orange, visas sharply restricted. This is the list that they're saying do not exist. But I'm just giving you a background of this story, and then I'll let you know what the spokesperson of the US State Department said. Orange, which stated visas sharply restricted, and we have Haiti, Eritrea, Sierra Leone, South Sudan on that list for Caribbean and African countries. And then we have yellow, which that list is saying they give these countries 60 days to address concerns. What these concerns are? Probably security concerns from the US. And these countries are African countries and the Caribbean countries: Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Chad, Republic of Congo. We have Democratic Republic of Congo. Two countries, the Republic of Congo and Democratic Republic of Congo. Dominica, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Liberia, Malawi, Mali, Mauritania, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Sao Tome and Principe, and Zimbabwe, my friends. Now, the U.S. State Department spokesperson said in an interview, there is no list, and I will play for you exactly what she said, and then I will come back with some analysis, my friends. Have a listen to what the U.S. State Department spokesperson said in an interview in regards to the list that we don't know if it was a real list or it was a draft list, if it got leaked, if it was pulled back because of backlash. Anything could happen with this Donald Trump administration, my friends. Have a listen to what the U.S. Spokes Department lady said a few days ago.
Secretary Rubio believed that if Afghanistan is among the countries that are on a list, a draft list to be banned, that legitimate SIVs who were approved by the State Department during the fall of Afghanistan and withdrawal should be a carve-out, and that these people who help the State Department, the CIA, the DOD, can come and have refugee status. I do have a thought.
Well, first of all, there is no list. What people are looking at over these last several days is not a list that exists here that is being acted on. There is a review, as we know through the President's executive order, for us to look at the nature of what's going to help keep America safer in dealing with the issue of visas and who's allowed into the country. But what has been touted as something that is an item through the State Department, it just simply isn't the case. So the premise, I have to say, I certainly can't speak to because it's not accurate. When it comes to the nature of Afghanistan and those who've helped us, the arrangements we've made already in the past, getting as many people from that conflict here, certainly those who've assisted us and worked with us, that's been a policy and a dynamic that we've worked on from the, certainly even the previous administration, working to try to get that happening. So that's not something that is certainly I can talk about regarding something that doesn't exist, but certainly when that review is done, we'll have something that we can discuss.
Yes, she said that there is no list, but then she went on to say there is in fact a review of U.S. visa policies. So we don't know if they were writing on paper or whatever, doing review and making proposals, and somebody got a hold of that list that they were drafting, or many different lists that they would have been drafting in their meetings that she said is under review and leaked that information. We don't know, my friends. All we know is that the U.S. State Department is saying that there is no list. But this comes after a list was released to New York Times. And we know Caribbean leaders came out and said that they didn't receive any information from the U.S. State Department. So they are confused about this and they are seeking clarification. I haven't heard of any Caribbean leader who said they received a response from the U.S. after they would have made inquiries about this travel ban list. So you're telling me the United States of America do not respect the Caribbean enough to give our leaders a response, an official response, so that they can post on their government page to say the list does not exist. We have to get this information from a journalist who asks a question. So if the journalist didn't ask the question, she would not have said anything. The U.S. State Department would not have responded to the Caribbean and Africa. But we know, we saw the outrage that Caribbean persons and Caribbean leaders came out after this travel ban list was put out to the public. So maybe the US pulled back after that tremendous backlash and said, guys, let us not let us think carefully before we do these draft lists. Let us pull back for now and wait and see. We don't know. But this article was released by Times Caribbean. That's a Caribbean news agency. And it said, in a stunning revelation, U.S. State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce emphatically denied the existence of any so-called travel ban list. That is what she said. That would restrict Afghan allies from entering the United States. The bombshell statement came during a tense press conference where Bruce pushed back against claims that a draft list was in circulation. This is what the person said. The State Department spokesperson said, "There is no list," Bruce declared, shutting down speculations that Afghan nationals, particularly those who aid U.S. military and intelligence operations during the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan, were being targeted for exclusion. The fiery exchange was sparked by a reporter's question regarding concerns that legitimate special immigrant visa SIV holders could face bureaucratic blockade under a new visa policy review. That is what the US is proposing. While Secretary of State Marco Rubio was said to advocate for an exemption of vetted Afghan allies, Bruce dismissed the premise outright. This is what the State Department spokesperson said. What people are looking at over these last several days is not a list that exists here that is being acted on, she stated firmly. Bruce acknowledged that the executive order from the United States President Biden had initiated a broader review of U.S. visa policies aimed at strengthening national security. I think this article meant Trump, not Biden, but I'm unsure. Let me know if Biden made such a executive order or it was just Donald Trump. However, she maintained that there was no active travel ban list placed, directly contradicting fears that Afghan allies were being systematically barred from entry. When it comes to the nature of Afghanistan, this is what Bruce said, the reporter, and those who have helped us, that's been a policy and a dynamic that we've worked on from the certainty, even the previous administration, working to try to get that happening. That's what Bruce said. Her statement, however, raised even more questions than answers. If no list exists, what exactly is being reviewed under the executive order? And why have reports surfaced suggesting that Afghan allies are struggling to secure entry into the US? With growing pressure from veterans, organizations, and human rights advocates, the Biden administration now faces mounting scrutiny. Not the Biden, the Trump administration now faces mounting scrutiny over the treatment of those who risk their lives in support of the USA forces. As the visa review continues, my friends, the fate of thousands of Afghan allies remain uncertain. This question was based on Afghanistan. A reporter was asking questions to address the banning of visas for Afghanistan after they would have helped the US during the war and all of that. But that's when the information came out to say that the list that was being circulated all around the Caribbean and all around America and the world, the State Department spokesperson said that list does not exist. She, however, came back and said, however, the visa policies are under review. And what Bruce said is that, how is it no list exists? Afghanistan is in the red code, total ban from the US. And since that list appeared, Afghan has been getting serious problems getting in to the US. So some explanation needs to be done. For now, my friends, we will continue to monitor this developing story as it continues, because with this Donald Trump administration, with Marco Rubio as the Secretary of State, a brutal advocate for nationalism in the USA, shutting down the borders, stopping immigration, stopping visas. That is what they're trying to do. They want to put America first. They want America to be white as snow. They want to bring back America great again, how it was back in the years when you had the whites there all over. You hardly had any immigrants there. That is what they want to restore the United States to. Will this be possible? I don't know. There are many immigrants in America right now. America is built on immigration. But comment your thoughts and let me know what you think about this topic of, did the USA pull back on their travel ban list after a brutal response and backlash coming from the Caribbean islands, my friends. Tell you the Caribbean is small, but we carry a lot of punching weight, my friends, here in the African diaspora. If you're watching for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. I release videos every day on breaking news that affect the Caribbean nation islands, the African diaspora, which we are in now, African Americans and Africans in Canada, Europe, South America, the UK, and Africans on the continent of Africa. We have 54 massive, rich, great African countries there. So the mission of my channel is to bridge that gap between the African diaspora and the African continent. And I do this by bringing to you the information that matters, information about our great people worldwide. So if this is something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to my channel. You can also become a channel member by clicking the link in this description box and joining my channel. I also have a travel channel. You can subscribe to that channel as well. Some people leave comments with a little donation, a super chat. I appreciate those very much. All of that is showing support towards the journey. But if you can only like the video, share it with all your friends and family, or comment your thoughts, or even subscribe, all support is welcome on my channel. I appreciate all support, my friends. My name is Beyond. This is Beyond Uncut, and I release videos every day on breaking news that affect the African continent and the African diaspora, my friends. So thank you for watching this video, and of course I will see you again tomorrow. Make sure to come back tomorrow. I'll see you again tomorrow in the next video. Feel free to like and share this video, and also you can watch all my other videos, all the breaking news with visas, with travel ban, with Cuba medical policy, you name it. All those videos and their response, the Caribbean leaders' response, and so all those videos are on my channel. Make sure to browse through the channel and watch all those videos. And thank you for watching this one. And of course, I will see you again tomorrow. I'm here in the beautiful African diaspora. That is what I call the Caribbean nation islands now, the African diaspora. And this is springtime in the Caribbean. And wow, the weather is getting warm now and it's nice and calm. Not as hot yet, but it's nice and calm. And the sun is bright, 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 my friends. And the place, the environment is green and pleasant, my friends. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow in the next video. This is Beyond Uncut, signing out.